Hello, welcome back. It's the following weekend now, so we need to turn my light on. There we go. Right, so yeah, what day is it? Saturday, 30th of May. So back onto, we need to plastic weld this on. I thought I'd show you this. So basically, clean that up. That needs to go back on there, like that. I've got some plastic filler rods, polyethylene, and I'll show you. So underneath, usually on plastic, there is somewhere that says what it is. So there it says PE and EPDM. So it's polyethylene and something else. So I should be able to use these plastic filler rods. Basically what we're going to do is get that on there and then melt it with my soldering iron that I use solely for this. I'll turn it on in a minute. And then we'll melt it there, and then I'll strengthen it on the inside with that filler rod so that, because it's white, it's not visible. I mean, it won't be visible anyway, but then it means it should still fit without me having to, what's the word I'm looking for, sand it down. So I'll see if I can show you doing that. I'll just heat up my soldering iron first. Let's get it in a suitable spot. Same as when you're welding normally, you want to be able to see what you're doing. Get everything lined up. And just melt. So that should hold that. Just literally melted. You might not be able to see properly. And then we'll do this side. And then this side. Right. Then we'll start to use the filler rod to strengthen. Can't really see. I'm trying to get it so you can see as well. You should be able to see that now. So basically on there then, I will have to smooth it off after. Basically just go along and melt the filler rod in. You get the idea, hopefully. And then smooth it off. It's a bit like normal welding in that you have to grind off after, because you'll never get it 100% smooth like this. You'll always have to do some flatting. there we go, that's the result. It just needs flattening off. I can leave the inside, that won't matter. Just need to do that so it sort of sits against the chassis a bit better, and then run in there, so then that'll fasten back on. All now back together, nice and strong. So next job, before I put the compressor back on, there's two things I want to do. I found a hole underneath, so I want to fill that up with some sealant, and then when that's gone off, squirt in a load of cavity wax that I've bought. I've got wax oil that I could use, but I don't want to. I want to save that for the Range Rover because it's an old tin, so it's the proper stuff. It's the old wax oil, not the new Hammerite stuff. So it's better. So that's for the Range Rover, for the sills on the Range Rover. Then I can put the compressor on, and then I'll put the air spring in and stuff as well, and then I'll move over to the other side. So right, I'll just do that. I've got to see if I can unblock it first because I want to use the squirty stuff rather than the tin. So that's the hole just there. I didn't quite block it up properly, so I've managed to unblock my sealant, and I'll squirt that on. I'll block that hole up, and then we can squirt all the holes. I'll block that hole up as well. There's a hole there, look. I'll block that up as well with it, and then we can squirt the sealant through these holes. Not sealant, what do you call it? Cavity wax. Cavity wax through that hole. Cavity wax through that hole. Cavity wax through the holes up there, and then we'll be ready to go. Let's get it done. I was going to put the compressor on. I can't, can I? Because I've got to wait for that sealant to blooming dry, and then I've got to put the wax in before I put the compressor on, because otherwise it blocks up some of the holes and I can't get at some of the areas I want to put the wax on. So I'll have to do something else. So it looks like I'm starting to cut that other side out. Right, so we're underneath the driver's side sill, the right hand sill. Again, I'm going to have to undo the air conditioning pipes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo that nut. This one, you can see these brackets rotted through there, that one. I'm going to take it off up the wheel arch as well. You can't see it there very well. And then I'm going to start cutting and put a bit of masking tape on, and we'll take out spot welds. We'll drill that one out. We'll drill that one out. I'll put a bit of masking tape on, and then that's where I want to cut the outer off, and then I'll start going from there. Let's get a crack on. Clean these up first and get them off. Well, that didn't go to plan underneath. Every single one of them snapped. The other side, every single one came undone. Right, so that's where I'm going to cut about here somewhere. Centre punch the spot welds on there, on there, on there, on there. Looking at this now, this is going to need doing, isn't it? All this, because that's all really pitted. So that's going to need, I'm going to have to cut that and replace that. So I'm probably going to do like I did last time, cut along there, down there, take this outer skin off, and then just start. But this at the moment is for me to look at that edge, that profile, so it comes down, goes in like that. So we're about taking this bit off. I need to cut through the bottom there a bit more by the look of it. Either that or there's another spot weld. I'll go underneath and we'll have a look. But yeah, this is going to need doing here, this piece. So again, a bit like the other side, just keep picking it apart. So that's that outer skin off there. I'm going to have to take more down to about here, I think, because I suspect I'll need to do that in there. And this is looking really crusty, so I think it's going to end up like the other side. I'm going to end up doing more, so take another chunk off, come back to about here where my finger is. There we go. So I've now opened it up, similar to what I did the other side. This inner bit here is worse. I've had it all completely disappeared on the other side, I can't remember now. But that's not bad. I can take that outer, well, the middle layer out next. I'll have to check what that bottom edge is like. We're going to have a look in a minute. I'll have to crawl back under, and then I have to drill out the spot welds that hold this to the strengthening piece. Drill out the spot welds that hold this to the inner sill, Then I can take that piece out and we can start looking at the inner sill. Right, let's do a bit more. So I think this time all this bottom bit looks alright to about here. This is where spot weld has gone, I think. So what I might do is cut there, across there, then down there, down there, down there, across here, down there. Take that piece out. I think that's what we'll do. So I'll mark it and then I'll cut it and I'll go it out. It doesn't actually join to the outer sill up here. There's a gap there and there's a gap there. So let's mark and cut like that basically. So down there, along the fold, down there, take all this out. So I probably need to drill through that spot weld and those two a bit more. Just do that. So we're now getting that piece off. Just have to go underneath and make sure I've freed it properly underneath. But yeah, good move, good move. So that's that bit off. So I am going to end up cutting that, take that piece off. I'll have to just repair the bottom edge, but that is bad in there and it goes up there. It does get better about here, so I'll take that section out as well. So it's very similar to the other side really. And again, I'm going to have to remake this end piece, take that strengthener piece out. So I will cut that. That's what I'll do next, and then I'll leave it for today. So that's that off. Try and move the light. I've just been tapping along here with a hammer, and all that inner edge is just falling apart there. And tap a bit here, and again holes there. So like I thought, that bit will need doing. Let's cut this piece off next. So back at it, chopped the back end off, drilled out these spot welds. I had to find them first. They were difficult to find, so I had to wire brush it, try and find them. I keep going along. I'm just cutting that end out now. I have to do that with the Dremel because I can't get the angle grinder in there. I had to cut this piece out to be able to get at it. So I had to cut even more out. But again, it'll go back. This is the bit that we're fixing at the minute, so this is the piece that needs to be done first. But at least underneath looks better than the other side. So let's carry on, get that bit cut out. There we are, cut off. So I can wire brush that now. Better than the other side. Obviously I've moved them. I've got to figure out where the clips should be. Put some, what will I put in? I'll either weld some nuts in through to the other side, or I'll put riv nuts in. Yeah, not bad. I can start to sort it now. So it's apart from that bit and the end in there where it's gone. So good. A bit more cleaning to do, a bit more wire brushing to do. Probably do that today. I'll probably wire brush this, get the rust treat on, and then it can be starting to go back together. Not bad. Hammer, where's my hammer? Yeah, that's okay. Right, wire brush. We have rust treat on. I've just got to do in there, but I'll do that with a different brush. I can do that after I've put all this bit on. Put a bit up there as well. So that's it for now. So see you later. See you tomorrow. Morning, Sunday. 31st, 9:41. Let's get this stuff on. This is the wax that I bought. Hollow section wax, Gender Light. It's just basically cavity wax, spray wax. So let's read the instructions, get it sprayed on. Comes with a little tube as well. So I've got two cans, got one for this side, one for the other side. When I say this side, passenger side, left hand side. So we've got a little nozzle. How'd you get that out of there then? Alright, okay. Flips off the top, look. That's alright, isn't it? Like that. But you've got to straighten it out, of course, because that's no good, is it? It won't go in straight. So how do we straighten it out? I'm guessing warm water. Oh, okay. Well, look, you can even do it on there like that. Or is that what that hole's for? No. Don't know. I have to read the instructions. There we go. Basically just put it in warm water at the tap. And then it'll straighten out pretty much with a bit of manipulation. Like that. That's not so bad. That'll go in then. That'll work. Let's get it done. So I've done the cavity wax, leaving that to go off. I'll probably put the compressor on in the week. Starting to make up this inner cardboard template, and then I can cut it out to make that first repair piece to go in. There you go, so just put a fold on it, trying it in. That's okay. So next what I'm going to do, and I'm doing this now, is push through to get the centres through for where I'm going to put the spot welds, and then I can grind them flat. When I've ground them flat, then I'll put a coat of paint on. Well, I'll put a coat of paint on before I grind them flat, because then when I grind them flat, it'll give me the shiny bit to weld to. Obviously there I've drilled through, so I have to fill that one in. Right, let's just mark that one and then get these transferred across. There we go, so that's my template, that's the other side template. Those are my holes to drill. That's my fold. Transfer that onto steel, cut that out later. I'm not doing it now though. So compressor bolted back on. Where I'd cut these lines, I'd just join those with two joiners. Connected the wiring back up. I won't put the load cover on until I've checked that these aren't leaking when I start it all. I've just got to do this one in here now, where I cut that now. This. I might have to cut that again and put a join in, because I don't think that will actually have enough to join together. Just hang on. I think it will. I think we'll be alright. I just need to push it in a bit more. Get my long nose pliers and make sure it's together, and then I'll check it for leaks, and if not I'll just have to put another one on and a bit of pipe, because it'll be better. Let's do that. You see. The only problem is if that's a one-way valve or something. Might not be. I'll try it without first, and then if I get a leak I know what it is. Right, let's get the spring in. Get the air spring in. Now, pull that out. Brake line's in the way. There we go. Set that there. Jack underneath. Oops. Do the airline after. Do that last. Get a nut on. I'll hold it. I can get that in after. Just tighten these down. Get a 15mm spanner on them. I've got the back one. Get the idea, a bit slower this one. So that's those all tightened down. Last thing to do is just put that into the fitting. So I need to push it down. Get my needle nose pliers again. Probably need two hands, but basically push it in. That's it, that won't go in anymore now. So next job is get the bolt in the bottom. So it was a bit off, so just loosen the two top 15mm nuts on this side, which gave me a bit of leeway. Tapped it in with a dead blow hammer. Align the bolt hole with a pry bar thing. Tap the bolt through. Next we'll put the nut on. Won't torque it down until we set ride height. So I've got to jack it up and set ride height. So I need to torque down the bottom nut, the bolt, and that body mount that I took off right at the start. So there we go. That's it for today. That'll be it for this episode as well. I've also put in a little, you can't see, open the door. I've also put in the rubber bungs down here. I've put one there. It might not be right. I might have to take it off. And I've got to put in the clips to hold it. I might need to drill that hole out a bit more. It seems to be distorted. There should be a clip in there. So yeah, I'll probably have to drill that one out a bit more, I reckon. Yeah, I've put the bungs in. You can see the wax. So compressor on. That joined, I did push it in. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if it leaks. Good stuff. I've just put a coat of undercoat, well not undercoat, weld through primer on that bit of rust treat on the other side that I did. So torque these up later in the week. Job done. I've got to clean off all that off there. It's all covered in metal dust. And in here, degrease. Start again, re-grease, put the wheel back on. I could put this wheel back on actually, but mind you, no, I don't want to, because I've got to put the wheel arch liner back in, haven't I? And I might do a bit more rust treat in here. We'll see. Yeah, so thanks for watching. See you next time.